I came here today just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
Man, this timeline is crazy, man.
I know. So many things coming at one time.
The story surrounding Diddy has turned into a whirlwind of shocking allegations, damning evidence, and explosive revelations. It's a saga that feels as though it's lifted straight from the pages of a scandalous Hollywood screenplay, but this is no fiction. It's the unfolding drama of one of the music industry's most influential figures. The accusations against him are nothing short of jaw-dropping, ranging from leaked memoirs to mysterious recordings. The entire narrative is filled with intrigue, betrayal, and unanswered questions, with the late Kim Porter at the center of it all.
We're not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly.
The latest bombshell comes in the form of a so-called memoir attributed to Kim Porter, Diddy's former partner and the mother of 3 of his children. The book, titled Kim's Lost Words, has taken the internet by storm. It's allegedly filled with claims of physical harm, coercion, and deeply troubling behavior on Diddy's part. However, here's the twist. Diddy's legal team has firmly denied the book's authenticity, calling it a blatant fabrication. So, in a surprising turn, his children have also publicly come forward to echo this sentiment, labeling the memoir as nothing more than a cruel hoax.
What his team is trying to do is get the public to assume that the government is leaking some of this negative information about him, like that Cassie video. But the reality is, he's got a lot of enemies, and I really don't believe it's the government.
Quincy, Christian, and the twins, Jesse and Delilah, released a united statement firmly rejecting the claims made in the book. They described their late mother as a beacon of love and kindness, someone who should be remembered for her strength, not dragged into the mud of conspiracy theories. They insisted that the official cause of her passing, as stated by medical examiners, was natural and free from foul play. Our mother should not be defined by lies. Their statement read, "She deserves to rest in peace." It was a poignant and emotional plea, but not everyone is convinced.
Well, Kim Porter, that is Diddy's ex, who's also the mother of his 3 of his children,
Right.
has detailed the alleged abuse that she suffered at his hands.
Oh, no.
And this is all in a memoir.
The memoir's contents, whether real or not, paint a dark picture of Diddy's relationship with Porter. It allegedly recounts years of manipulation, physical incidents, and emotional torment. One passage reportedly details a violent altercation that left Porter hospitalized with a broken arm, only for her to wake up and find Diddy by her side as if nothing had happened. The book's narrative reaches its chilling peak as Porter is said to express fears for her life in her final days, allegedly texting friends cryptic messages hinting at danger. "He got me," one message reads. Though these claims remain unverified, they have sparked a firestorm of speculation. Diddy's attorney has not held back, calling the book not only fake, but deeply offensive. He argues that the entire situation is an attempt to tarnish Porter's legacy and exploit her name for profit. While the official narrative maintains that her passing was due to natural causes, whispers of something more sinister have never fully faded. From the moment news of her passing broke, skeptics have pointed to inconsistencies, raising questions that no one seems willing to answer. Now, with the resurfacing of these allegations, those whispers have grown into a deafening roar.
You know what I'm saying? Just with this Cassie thing, I didn't know her, but I knew somebody like her, and that was Kim Porter. I didn't know Cassie, but I knew somebody who was going through the same thing she was going through, and that was Kim Porter.
The controversy surrounding the memoir has also cast a spotlight on Diddy's relationship with Porter, a partnership that spanned nearly 2 decades. While the two shared moments of undeniable love and affection, insiders claim their time together was far from a fairy tale. Friends close to the couple have described a relationship marred by jealousy and control. One unnamed source even alleged that Diddy's possessiveness often led to explosive arguments, with Porter feeling trapped and unable to truly live her life. He didn't want her to have anyone else, the source claimed, But he didn't treat her the way she deserved either. And then there are the tapes. Courtney Burgess, a former friend of Diddy, has come forward claiming to possess recordings that could blow this entire case wide open. According to Burgess, these tapes were handed to him by Porter herself before her passing. They allegedly contained footage of private gatherings involving not only Diddy, but also several high-profile individuals. Descriptions of these recordings are chilling, with allegations that some of the participants appeared to be in compromised states, unaware that the cameras were rolling. Burgess has since turned these tapes over to authorities, and their existence has become a critical piece of the unfolding legal drama.
Kim had took the cork, you know where you open up wine? The corkscrew. She took the corkscrew and caught him on his wrist defending himself. And he almost, I know he tore some ligaments, but he almost hit an artery or came close to the artery or either scratched it or cut it a little bit because he just kept bleeding.
The legal proceedings have already taken a dramatic turn, with Burgess subpoenaed to testify before a grand jury. Outside the courthouse, he spoke briefly to reporters, hinting at the explosive nature of the evidence he has provided. When pressed about the tapes, Burgess remained cautious, but confirmed that they involve multiple celebrities and paint a disturbing picture of what went on behind closed doors. All were victims, he said cryptically. They didn't know what was being done to them. His statement has left many wondering just how deep this rabbit hole truly goes.
Well, you know, he get the trafficking because he took her to different states and had her perform acts with different, you know, male and different people, sometimes against her will.
But the tapes are just one part of a puzzle. The memoir, or at least an unedited version of it, has reportedly been submitted to investigators as well. If proven authentic, it could serve as a damning piece of evidence in the growing case against Diddy. The book allegedly provides detailed accounts of how he orchestrated his gatherings and used his influence to manipulate those around him. One passage reportedly describes how Porter felt she was being used as a pawn in Diddy's games, forced into situations she couldn't escape from. Of course, Diddy's legal team has vehemently denied all this, dismissing the memoir as a work of fiction. They argue that the timing of his release is no coincidence, claiming it's part of a coordinated effort to smear their client's reputation. This is nothing more than a baseless attack, Diddy's attorney stated. The truth will come out, and we are confident it will exonerate Mr. Combs. However, with each new revelation, the walls seem to be closing in on the music mogul.
He broke him, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. So Cassie's story is Kim's story. Cassie's book is Kim's book.
Adding to the drama is the involvement of Kim Porter's family. While her children have come out in defense of their father, others close to Porter have not been so quick to dismiss the allegations. Albasher, Porter's former partner and the father of her eldest son, has called for a full investigation into her passing. He has hinted at a larger conspiracy, suggesting that Porter's untimely demise was not as straightforward as the official reports claim. Though his allegations remain unsubstantiated, they have added fuel to an already raging fire.
Bruh, when y'all look at this thing and saying force, y'all think that he probably threatened to beat her, threatened to do something like that. That ain't what force is. It could come from the mentality. Yo, he put her in a certain position, in a certain situation, and a certain time in her life.
The public, meanwhile, is divided. Some are rallying behind Diddy, arguing that he's the target of a smear campaign designed to bring down a powerful figure. Others, however, see the growing list of allegations as too overwhelming to ignore. Social media has become a battleground, with supporters and critics clashing over every new piece of information. As more details emerge, it's clear that this story is far from over.
That she saw no way out other than doing what he told her to do. He had mentally controlled her. It's like a pimp. Diddy had pimp potential. He had her mind messed up where It controlled her.
What makes this case even more complex is the potential involvement of other high-profile figures. The tapes allegedly feature multiple celebrities, and rumors about their identities are swirling. While no names have been officially confirmed, the speculation alone has sent shockwaves through Hollywood. The idea that some of the industry's most beloved stars could be implicated in such a scandal is almost too much to process. But if the tapes are as damning as Burgess claims, the fallout could be catastrophic. It's a tangled web of accusations, denials, and unanswered questions, with Kim Porter's life, legacy, and untimely passing at the heart of it all. This story grows more complicated by the day. Whether the memoir is real or not, whether the tapes are as incriminating as they sound, one thing is certain: the truth is out there, and it's only a matter of time before it comes to light.
Do I think there's no every man possibly is capable? I think he's very capable of doing it. It's in his character. That's who he is. That's what comes with power. That's what comes with arrogance. That's what comes with, what makes him. Power. That's just the selfishness to make you be like that.
As the legal battles rage on and the public waits for answers, the spotlight on Diddy shows no signs of dimming. The music mogul, once untouchable, now finds himself at the center of a scandal that could forever redefine his legacy. With each new revelation, the stakes get higher, the allegations more shocking, and the questions more pressing. What really happened behind closed doors, and will the truth ever come out?
So it's just another form to silence a man, to humble a person. You know how sometimes you got to humble somebody?
You're right.
Yeah, I think he's being humbled right now. Which it took a long time. It takes a long time to humble an arrogant person.
The revelations against Diddy continue to grow, and with each new detail, the story becomes darker and more twisted. If you thought the claims from Kim Porter's alleged memoir were shocking, wait until you hear what's coming next. The testimonies, the tapes, and the involvement of some of Hollywood's biggest names have turned the scandal into something that feels almost too wild to be true. But this isn't a thriller movie, it's real life, and the fallout is just beginning.
And that really put their hands on women really is men who have feminine traits. So, it really takes a coward to put his hands on a woman. So, a man is so strong enough, we can just walk away. You can do, it's so many different things that you can do other than get upset, put your hands on a woman. But that comes from a man who's not quite a grown man.
One of the most disturbing aspects of this case is the alleged footage that has now been handed over to investigators. These recordings, which were reportedly kept on flash drives given to Courtney Burgess by Kim Porter, are said to show some of the most unsettling scenes imaginable. According to Burgess, the tapes feature 8 high-profile figures, including 2 women and 6 men, all of whom were caught in compromising situations. What makes these videos even more alarming is the claim that some of the individuals involved were not in a state to fully understand what was happening around them. Burgess described the footage as showing people who appear to be heavily influenced by outside factors, their vulnerability captured on camera for reasons we can only guess at.
It was all, insecurities. Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation, that's a sign of insanity. So when you see someone doing that, you can imagine everything else they do.
Outside the courthouse, Burgess gave a cryptic statement about the horrifying contents of these videos. When asked whether the individuals shown were aware of what was happening, he hesitated before saying all of them were victims in some way. He added that the recorded individuals seemed confused, unsure, and completely unaware of the hidden cameras that were capturing their every move. If the rumors about the identities of these people are true, this could potentially rock the very foundation of the entertainment industry. But who are these individuals? While no names have been officially released, speculation is running rampant. Attorney Ariel Mitchell, who represents Burgess, hinted that some of the people involved are bigger names than Diddy himself. Bigger? Let that sink in for a moment. Who could possibly be more high profile than Diddy? The mind races with possibilities, but one thing is clear: this isn't just about one man anymore. This scandal could implicate some of the most untouchable figures in Hollywood, And it's no wonder that so many people are scrambling to distance themselves from the controversy.
So he put his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his. I guess that's what the whole name Bad Boy comes from. That people don't really understand. What is it? What is a bad boy? Why did he choose that name? Like he never really gave a clear definition of how he feels about that name. Not yet.
And it's not just the celebrities allegedly featured in the tapes who are feeling the heat. There's also growing scrutiny on those who may have known about these activities and turned a blind eye. Insiders are now asking how so many people could have been involved in these gatherings without anyone stepping forward earlier. Did people know what was happening? Were they complicit? Or were they too afraid to speak out against someone as powerful as Diddy? These are the questions that investigators are now trying to answer, and the answers could have far-reaching consequences.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
One of the most chilling aspects of this entire saga is the claim that these tapes were used as leverage. According to sources close to the investigation, Diddy allegedly kept these recordings as a way to maintain control over the people in his inner circle. The implication is that anyone who tried to cross him or speak out could face public humiliation if these tapes were ever leaked. This paints Diddy as a master manipulator, someone who wielded power not just through his wealth and influence, but through fear and intimidation as well. Adding to the complexity is the fact that these tapes reportedly include footage of well-known public figures engaging in activities they would never want to see the light of day. While it's easy to speculate about who might be involved, the truth is that these revelations could implicate anyone: actors, musicians, executives. No one is safe from suspicion at this point. The ripple effect of these allegations could be enormous, sending shockwaves through every corner of the entertainment world.
I mean, that fact in of itself is a big deal, because when you're talking about going back in time and talking about these allegations from other alleged victims, there's not a lot of police reports, but you guys actually have one. And is that going to be revealed? Are we going to be able to see it?
Yes, as soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the criminal complaint.
But let's not forget, this isn't just about the tapes. It's about the culture of silence and complicity that allowed these alleged activities to go on for so long. As more details emerge, it's becoming increasingly clear that this wasn't an isolated incident. Multiple sources have described a pattern of behavior that spans decades, with Diddy allegedly using his influence to create an environment where anything and anyone was fair game. In fact, some former associates of Diddy are now coming forward with their own stories, shedding light on the toxic dynamics that existed behind the scenes. One of the most vocal has been Mark Curry, a former artist on Diddy's Bad Boy Records label. Curry has openly accused Diddy of creating an atmosphere where boundaries didn't exist and where people were treated as disposable. In a recent interview, Curry claimed that Diddy's parties were infamous for their wild and often unsettling behavior. You couldn't go to one of those gatherings and leave the same person, Curry said. You would see things you couldn't unsee. Curry also alleged that Diddy had a habit of keeping his guests under constant surveillance, a claim that aligns with the rumors about hidden cameras. He described a level of paranoia that permeated Diddy's world, with the mogul reportedly going to great lengths to ensure that he always had the upper hand. He didn't trust anyone, Curry said. And the tapes, those were his insurance policy. And then there's the question of Kim Porter herself. While her children and Diddy's legal team have dismissed the claims made in her alleged memoir, others are taking them very seriously. Al B. Shore, Porter's former partner, has been vocal about his belief that there's more to her story than meets the eye. He has called for a full investigation, claiming that Porter had confided in him about her fears and the things she had witnessed during her time with Diddy.
I think it's to be expected, just the shock of this and the questions about what is ahead of us. I mean, how long is he going to be in custody? Is this an R. Kelly situation? Is he going to not get out for a number of years? Is he going to end up serving a long-term prison sentence from this? Or does he have a chance of beating these charges at a trial that could come, within the next 2 years?
The timing of these revelations is also worth noting. Diddy is currently facing a mountain of legal trouble, including multiple lawsuits that allege a pattern of abusive behavior. One of the most high-profile cases involves Cassie Ventura, his former partner, who accused him of coercion and physical harm during their relationship. While that case has since been settled, it opened the floodgates for other alleged victims to come forward. Now, with over 100 lawsuits reportedly in the works, it seems that the tide has finally turned against Diddy.